Namaste. Good morning. Welcome to In the Flow with Lori Albert. So let's talk today for just a minute about the agreements that we make with ourselves. Now, I'm actually sort of referring to one of my favorite books of all time. It's called The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And basically what he's talking about is these agreements that we make with ourselves about ourselves, right? So like one of those agreements could be, I'm never going to be as good as that person over there. That girl is prettier than me. Or that person is far more successful than me and I'm never going to be that. Those are sort of the agreements that he's talking about in this book. And I wanted to talk about that today because it sort of sticks with this theme that I have going lately about let's, instead of bringing ourselves down and being in that place of like, I don't even know, disgust and sad and angry and all of that stuff. Let's start to figure this out for ourselves and build ourselves back up, right? So in this book, there are four agreements that he talks about that if we can sort of reprogram ourselves to think, then our lives will, our old agreements will start to go away and these new agreements will start to come in and blossom. So the first agreement that he talks about is be impeccable with your word. So that's basically tell the truth, right? Tell the truth, but not just to other people, to ourselves. How hard is that? I mean, we judge ourselves so much every day. Like, I can see myself in these cameras and stuff, and I'm just like, oh my God, really? My face, my hair, we judge ourselves all the time, right? And we shouldn't, right? So, be impeccable with your word, meaning don't judge and tell the truth, right? Okay, so number two then is, and you can get the book, I'm going through this obviously really fast. It's an easy to read book, just so you know. The second agreement is, and this is the hard one, don't take anything personally. That's kind of a hard one because that's how we have pretty much programmed ourselves to consider, right? If we did not take everything personally, do you know how much happier we'd be in our lives? Like when somebody says, I'm sorry, I just can't get together with you tonight. So we take that personally, right? Like, oh, what's wrong with me? Why does she not want to hang out with me? But it really, what the reality is we don't know what is going on. Maybe she's having a fight with her mom. Maybe somebody's sick. Maybe blah, blah, blah. We make up these stories in our heads. Wow, right? So that's number two. Number three is never assume. Don't make assumptions. That's another big one. We just, in taking from that example from a second ago, we just assume that other person doesn't want to hang out with us because they don't like us anymore or whatever, right? But the reality is that we don't know. You know how the old adage is. Never assume, and it makes an ass out of you and me. I know that's stupid, but it's real. Never assume, right? So that's number three. Number four, and again, sorry, going through these really fast. The last one is always do your best. That's the last one. And, I love that one because that kind of brings in a lot of peace, I think, into my head. That brings me a lot of peace to think about, right? Always do your best. And even when that's not good enough for some other people, just knowing that you did your best, that's something that actually drives me, which is good and kind of bad. I decided to do these daily meditations, and that drives me, right? And that makes me want to do my best, So it's really interesting. So now, how do we incorporate these into our lives? Well, what do you think? We meditate on them, right? We're meditating on them. I know that's always go back to. But I think meditation is sort of like a foundation for all of these. All of these 4 agreements, it's like the meditation is like a basis. It's like a baseline. Because when you start to go into the stillness of your heart on a daily basis, all those old agreements, they start to fly away a little bit, and you can invite these new agreements into your heart. So that's what we're going to do today. So let's get ourselves comfortable. Yay! Let's get ourselves comfortable. Sitting, laying, doesn't really matter. Let's gently allow your eyes to float closed. And let's take a nice deep breath in. And release. Let's do that one more time. Take a nice, long, really slow, deep breath in. And release. Just right there. Helps you to start to get into your own heart, into your own soul. And as we get ready to meditate, let's get into our daily practice of gratitude. What are you grateful for today? Today. It can be general as you'd like. You're so thankful for the house, or the roof over your head. Or you can get as specific as you'd like. What are you grateful for? So our mantra for today that we're going to say to ourselves over and over again during our time of quiet: I love and accept myself for who I am. I love and accept myself for who I am. Now, for some of you, that might be really easy to say to yourself. And for others, it might be extraordinarily difficult. And that's okay. But the important thing is to say it. Sometimes these mantras, they don't feel like they fit per se with who we are and what we're thinking. But that's part of learning how to let go and learning how to place that attention to our heart. So even if it doesn't really feel like it fits for you, it's really difficult to say, I love and accept myself for who I am, say it anyway. Because in doing that, it invites it into your heart. I will keep the time. And let's begin. I love and accept myself for who I am. I love and accept myself for who I am. I love and accept myself for who I am. I love and accept myself for who I am. I love and accept myself for who I am. I love and accept myself for who I am. Let's take a deep breath in through your nose. Allow the intentions to fill your heart and your soul, and release. Whenever you feel comfortable, you can open your eyes. Awesome. Very good. Very good. So I invite you to take this on today. What do you think? Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions. And always do your best. See how the day turns out for you. Just by going back to, and not expecting you to remember everything, right? And remember those. But if you just sort of have it in the back of your mind, see how it works for you. So, until next time, I love you all, and I wish you the best. Namaste, everybody.